Darrell, pre-season out of the way now, all set and ready to go. How are you and the players and the camp feeling ahead of the first game?
I think like most clubs, I'm excited. Really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to the atmosphere of a proper game with fans in. And like you say, it's the big build-up for what's a long season.
When that's out of the way, from a manager's point of view, does the mentality change at all from the kind of, well, the results and whatnot haven't mattered to now that they do? Does that kind of alter for you in this week?
Yeah, obviously. You feel, if I'm being honest, you feel nervous, optimistic, anxious, excited, all the emotions that go through you. But you've also got to put it in perspective. It is one game of a big load of games. I've said this before. My fans probably won't be happy hearing this, to be honest with you, but my teams are not renowned for starting strong, so I'm hoping we can break that trend, if I'm honest with you. I think I had 9 points after 9 games at Bristol Rovers, and we finished on 85 points. So I put it into context. It's the first game. It's a tough start against a team that's relegated, but it's one we're very looking forward to. I'm optimistic with the group. I'm excited about the group, but we have to show that in our performances through the course of the season.
And that group is relatively new in terms of being one unit all together. How, I won't say difficult, but what have you had to do to meld them all together into a unit as opposed to being a group of
we started pre-season very early. We've got 20 contracted, 1 lone player in, so the squad's not massive, which is what I wanted it. Probably a few additions coming at the end of August, so we've just done plenty of work on the training pitch. It doesn't compensate for competitive games. You can play as many pre-season games as you want. It still doesn't match up to what the actual competitive games are going to be. But we've had a real good programme. Delighted to say we've only had there's only going to be a couple of players missing the game tomorrow, which is, I think, is pretty great. Having endured a real tough pre-season plan, and those 2 players shouldn't be far away as well. So. Which is good news.
Overall, what's gone well and what's gone as according to plan that you've wanted over the last few weeks? I know you said a while back getting everybody through fit was one of the things, but is there anything particular?
I think that really pleased is the team spirit. How quickly the guys are bonded together. You know, we've got players in there that have played 300-400 games, and they can't believe how quickly everyone's getting on really well. And like I said to the players, his team spirit shows out there at 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon as well, and pushing the demands in training, which, to be fair, we've got some real good trainers that do push the demands quite high training, and we need that, and that'll be consistent. I've got a fantastic coaching team, backroom team that drive that as well. So they're the massive positives for me. And obviously now that the business start of the season, we'll see how we go.
There's a lot of players who know this league, some of them need to know the league above as well. Has that been a big thing as well in getting ready, perhaps some of the players who don't know this league as well, imparting that experience?
Yeah, certainly. We wanted to recruit, players that have a real good mixture of experience, bit of youthfulness and hunger. Hunger's the main one, if I'm honest with you, hunger and desire. We met every single player, we presented to every single player. And that's why we got the majority of the players we did, because they see the future of where we're trying to head, and they wanted to be part of it. So I think the group, like I said, good age, good versatility and adaptability in shapes and formations, which for me personally is important at these levels, and hopefully we can show that throughout.
You just mentioned something I was going to ask you actually. You can't, I suppose, afford to be married to one style or formation or whatever, particularly with the group when you bought a lot of players.
Listen, I'm a great believer, and I've always said this: if I think something's not working, change it. But you can change too quickly as well. So there has to be a good balance. I am a roll the dice type of manager as well. If we're chasing games, or if I feel like we need to go out and we want to win a game, so. Being able to have that and the changes on the bench and all the changes within house on the pitch as a formation is important for me, without getting turned with a Tinkerman too much.
Psychologically, from when you came in last year, and obviously it wasn't your own squad, and you had that run at the beginning, but then you had that great run afterwards. How are you feeling differently now in having put this together and starting a new season? What's different for you?
So I like pressure. I say I like pressure. Don't get me wrong, you get on top of me, but. That's why I'm in the game. The day I lose that edge about me and enjoy the pressure, I want to so much bring success. First and foremost to the owners. I think the owners of this football club are fantastic. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's special people that do fantastic in the community, so I want to do well for them, and then I want to do well for my supporters and my players. So the pressure that goes on you as a manager is quite intense, but it's pressure that I sort of enjoy.
And just finally then, what do you make of Northampton? Have you had a chance to have a look at the videos and stuff?
Listen, like they'd have done with us, we've seen all the pre-season games, we've got the detail, but I always think you need to be 5 or 6 games in to work out what a lot of the teams are going to do. A lot of teams in pre-season don't actually play the formation they're going to start the season with. So, and I might be one of those. You'll never know, Phil. So until Saturday at 3 o'clock. So yeah, like I said, 5 or 6 games normally start sorting out, seeing a little bit of a pattern.
Lovely, that'll be for me.
Cheers,
Darrell,
Phil.
you've obviously done all the preparation, 5-6 weeks training, you've done the hard yards, the players have done the hard yards. You're happy the way you're going into it, and you feel that everything is placed, because it's difficult. So you had a set of new players, you got a bond, you took them out to Leicester, and that was a good exercise. So do you feel you're there now?
Listen,
I'm
I'm optimistic, George. You know what I mean? I've said all along that there will be a couple of players coming in before the end of the window. And there's only 3 ways the start of the season is going to go. So it's going to be a poor start, a mediocre start, or a great start. But whatever them starts will be, there will be a couple of players coming in at the back of the window, because I think that's the right time to freshen it up. I also think it's a good market at the back of the window as well, where 1 or 2 players at other clubs maybe have been pushed down the ladder because of new signings that come in. So I thought that was important that I saved that for a couple of places. But optimistic with this group that I've got. But time will tell. These are the questions you're going to be asking me further down the line. Like I say, but it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Are you happy with your recruitment? Because obviously you brought in players that you feel are going to fit the system, and obviously certain plans you've got to change the system within. You happy with all that recruitment, Darrell?
I am, and the recruitment team's done a fantastic job. Obviously, I was a massive part of that, making the final decision. It's all on me, and that's the way it should be at this football club, to bring success to this football club. I don't believe I've got any excuses. I'm keeping to try and work things better, get the facilities better, do this. I'm still trying to push and push and push. Me and David are always going to keep trying to push that. But for me, is the platform to achieve success has been given to me. You know, and I'm not saying, oh, brilliant, I've got a top 3 budget and this and this and that. I just believe I've got a good chance of success, and I don't mind all the pressure being on my shoulders, and I'm optimistic we can have a good season.
You're excited, the fans are, and it's great the fans are coming through back, is it? And you know, the travelling support that Vale have got, we haven't seen it too much because of what happens, but they'll be there on Saturday in numbers, and certainly it'll be a great atmosphere, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it will, and we're hoping that we can send our away punters home after Saturday on a good positive note. But what I will say is, and I'm going to say this in a few of my early press interviews, I want our fans, if the 12th man I call them, if they can reset after every game and give the players, the players, the opportunity to perform in the next game, no matter how good or bad the last game was, I think that really builds a platform of us working together. Assess the game after 90, 95 minutes, boo, abuse, whatever you want to do. I appreciate that. That's the passion of the game. But if we can get behind the players every single game, 95 minutes, let's see what we've got in the bag after the game. Let's review the performance after the game. Whatever needs to be said, and then let's reset and go on the next game. And if my fans can do that, I'll be very pleased.